My fiancé told me, if you don't like it, then leave. So I did. Took everything I bought, let her burn our apartment down, and watched her life fall apart. Then I started dating the one friend she always hated. Now we're building the life she faked. Hey Reddit, I don't usually post on here. I just scroll, read drama, and mind my business. But things at home went so sideways, I honestly didn't know where else to drop this. I, 31 male, met Bianca, 29 female, 4 years ago at a mutual friend's engagement party. She was loud, funny, and dead sure she was the smartest person in every room. At the time, I didn't mind it. She had confidence, dressed sharp, knew how to talk to people. She worked in product support for some software company and bragged about being remote before remote was cool. I didn't care. I liked that she had a plan. I was 28, doing HVAC installs and project management, mostly commercial contracts, union-backed. I owned my truck outright, had no debt, good credit, and I wasn't trying to live paycheck to paycheck forever. She liked that I paid everything on time. I liked that she said she didn't need anyone, but still stuck around. The first year was solid. She cooked on Sundays, tagged along on job site runs, and talked big dreams. Starting her own brand, traveling more, maybe investing in real estate. She had this vision board energy. Claimed she was all about building together. Second year, different vibe. She got a raise, started hanging with these girl boss types from her job. Brunches every weekend. Random spa trips. Calling me Mr. Stability like it was an insult. She bought a $1,300 bag and called it an investment piece. Started treating work like a joke and life like a highlight reel. Suddenly, I wasn't her partner. I was the guy who carried her ring light and paid for gas. By year 3, I was covering everything. Rent, bills, groceries, even her car insurance. She paid her own credit cards and called it 50-50. I didn't say anything. I figured it'd balance out when we bought the house. I was wrong. When we got engaged, I thought maybe she'd come back down to earth. Nope, she got worse. The wedding planning started with a Pinterest board and turned into a full-on production. Every time I suggested cutting the guest list or ditching the ice sculpture idea, she acted like I wanted to get married in a garage. Said I didn't care about aesthetics. Nah, I just cared about not blowing 30 grand on a party. I sat her down one night after work and showed her numbers. My savings, what I'd put away for the wedding and a down payment, and asked how much she had ready to contribute. She said, I haven't had time to figure that out. I've been swamped. Swamped, huh? Swamped buying fake plants for our living room and spending $800 a month on self-care. I told her I got pre-approved for $400,000 and wanted to start the home buying process. I asked if she wanted to co-sign. She literally laughed. Why would I tie myself to a mortgage right now? That's so permanent. We're getting married. Yeah, not buried. That was the moment I knew she had zero intention of building with me. She liked the optics of being engaged, but not the reality of partnership. That's when she hit me with her next bright idea. A work trip to Europe. 38 days. Supposed to be some developer summit and team building nonsense. I asked why she had to go. She said, I've earned it. I didn't fight her. I didn't even question it. Just told her to go. She gave me this smug look like I was finally learning to let her breathe. The night before she left, we had a fight about the wedding cost. I brought up how she still hadn't paid her half of the deposit for the venue. She said, if you're so pressed about money, maybe you shouldn't have proposed. I said, if you can't even split costs now, how the hell are we going to build a future? She stood there with a face mask on, arms crossed, and said, if you don't like it, then leave. Like that. Straight face, no hesitation. I said, okay. She laughed. Okay, what? I'll leave. You're being dramatic. Number, I'm just taking your advice. She walked out the next morning like nothing happened. Hugged me half-heartedly, posted an airport selfie on Instagram with the caption, time to chase the bag. She thought she was in control. 3 days into her trip, she called me while I was eating dinner. FaceTime. Bragged about how nice the hotel was. Spun the camera around, gave me a tour like she was some kind of influencer. Then she said she had to take a quick shower and left the call running. While she was still on the line, I saw a message pop up on her iPad. The one she left at home on the nightstand. Same Apple ID. Still synced. The message said, Mike, I love work trips that end with me falling asleep in your arms. I didn't say a word. Didn't even blink. I hung up the call. Then opened the iPad and went through everything. Screenshots. Dozens of them. All time-stamped. Messages going back weeks. Hotel bookings. Photos. Him saying, next time, we'll do 2 weeks instead of 1. Her replying, you know I have to keep up appearances with Bradley. I didn't confront her, didn't tell her I knew. Instead, I opened my notes app and listed every move I needed to make. Then I called Marcus. Close friend since high school. Divorce lawyer now. Told him everything. He didn't ask how I felt. He said, "All right, we're doing this smart." And that's when the real story started. After that FaceTime call, I went quiet. I wasn't sad. I wasn't shocked. I was locked in. Everything I needed was right there on the iPad. Full message history with Mike, dating back months. They'd been meeting up in multiple cities. Not just this work trip. She'd used our shared airline points. She booked hotels using my American Express. She even texted him, "Don't worry, he's a safe bet. He's not the confrontational type." That's what she thought. She was on her little Euro fantasy while I started clearing the board. First move, called Marcus back and told him everything. We weren't married yet, but I had a lot to lose. Joint credit lines, bills under my name, apartment in my name, a pending venue contract, and a fat stack of savings she didn't know the full amount of. He walked me through every step, straight legal. I spent that whole weekend putting things in motion. Started with the money, closed the joint savings account, transferred my share into a brand new personal account under a different bank, froze the joint credit card, left hers open so she'd keep spending. I wanted a clear trail. Removed her as an authorized user on all my personal cards. Changed the login info for anything we shared. Netflix, Wi-Fi, utilities. Not because I cared about streaming, but because I was done playing house with a liar. Then came the apartment. Lease was in my name. I'd handled all the paperwork because her credit was trash. I pulled the lease agreement, scanned the clause about subletting and unauthorized occupants, and highlighted the part that said I could terminate with 30 days notice. Perfect. I didn't pack up right away. I wanted her to come home thinking everything was normal. But I did start separating stuff. My tools, my files, my clothes, anything I bought or brought in. I boxed it neatly, labeled it, and stacked it in the hall closet. By Tuesday, I had everything documented. Took screenshots of the entire Mike chat, her receipts and hotel bookings tied to my accounts, her texts trashing me to her friends, calling me just the financial safety net. Even one message where she joked to Mike about using my credit points to book their room in Berlin. I uploaded everything to a secure Google Drive and shared it with Marcus. He whistled when he saw it. Marcus, she's not just dumb, she's bold. Me. Let her be bold. I'll be done. Meanwhile, I played it cool. Still sent her short replies like, "Hope it's going well," or "Don't forget to submit your receipts for reimbursement." She had no clue. Kept sending selfies from wine bars and rooftops, flexing like she was living her best life. Then I called the realtor Kevin connected me with and got serious about the condo I had been eyeing. 2-bed, 2-bath, no HOA drama, solid area. I'd put it off because we were saving for something together. But now, all mine. Pre-approval went through that Friday. I didn't even tell her. That same week, she sent me a video of her room. Massive suite with rose petals on the bed. She said it was part of the premium work package, but I'd already seen the receipt in her email. She booked it herself, under her name, with my American Express. I didn't cancel the card. I wanted the full charge to post so I could screenshot it and tie it to the affair. Saturday, I moved some stuff over to Kevin's garage. Things she'd never notice were missing. Tools, valuables. My hard drives, my documents, stuff she'd probably throw out if she got petty. I also installed a mini cam in our apartment's entryway, just in case she tried to pull something later. All legal, all for documentation. Then came the best part. Sunday morning, I reached out to Mike's girlfriend. Yep, found her. Took me about an hour on Instagram. Bianca had posted a group photo months back, and one of the girls tagged was Mike's girl, Emily. She had no idea who I was, but I DM'd her something simple. "Hey Emily, sorry to message you out of nowhere, but I think you should know your boyfriend's been seeing my fiancée. I've got full proof if you're willing to see it. No drama, just thought you deserved to know." She replied 3 hours later. "Are you serious?" I sent her the Google Drive link. 10 minutes after that, she sent me a screenshot of her flight confirmation. One way back to her parents' place. No reply after that. Didn't need one. Later that day, Bianca called me on FaceTime again. She was outside some cafe, all smiles, acting like nothing happened, told me she missed me, said we'd talk wedding stuff when she got back. I just nodded, told her I was busy with a job site, and ended the call quick. Monday, I finalized the new lease on the condo. Marcus reviewed the contract, gave it the green light. The new place was move-in ready. I set the date for 2 days before Bianca's return flight. Everything was falling into place. On Wednesday, she messaged me. "Thinking about you, can't wait to see you." I stared at it for a second, then got back to measuring the cabinet install at the new spot. I wasn't thinking about her. I was thinking about what kind of curtains I wanted in a place she'd never step foot in. I moved out 2 days before she landed. No goodbye note, no dramatic speech, no warning. Just quiet, clean execution. The night before, I went back to the apartment with Caleb, my younger brother, 6 feet of blunt honesty. He showed up with his truck, no questions asked. We rolled in around 10 p.m. and started packing. I only took what I brought or bought. My clothes, my boots, the router I paid for, the coffee machine she needed every morning, the set of tools she called ugly that cost me $2,000, the kitchen knives, the washer and dryer. Those were mine too. She never even chipped in for the delivery fee. Everything went into labeled bins, organized, no mess. We left behind her makeup vanity, her growing pile of Amazon workout gear she never used, her dusty bookshelf full of unread Boss Babe books, her fake plants, the velvet couch she insisted on buying and never paid for. I left that too. Let her sit on her own decisions. I printed 2 things and taped them to the fridge. A copy of the lease with the move-out clause highlighted. A breakdown of all the expenses she never paid for. Rent, bills, groceries, travel points she burned, all with totals. Just so she could see what her independent lifestyle really cost. The last thing I did was toss the spare key onto the counter and walk out. The new condo was already set up. Mattress in place. TV mounted. Router running. My tools stacked in the second room. Caleb helped me crack a frozen pizza, and we ate on the floor like I just graduated from a bad decision. Friday afternoon, Bianca's flight landed. 2:17 p.m. Just landed, babe. Can't wait to sleep in my own bed. 2:32 p.m. Hey, why isn't my key working? 2:35 p.m. Bradley, answer me. 2:38 p.m. Where is all your stuff? 2:41 p.m. Are you kidding me right now? 2:43 p.m. You took the router? The coffee machine? Then the phone calls started, back to back. I declined all of them. Texted once. You told me to leave, so I did. 3:07 p.m. This is financial abuse. You abandoned me. I just got off a 9-hour flight. 3:10 p.m. I need Wi-Fi to work Bradley. 3:14 p.m. Is this because I went on one work trip? 3:18 p.m. You're being insane. 3:29 p.m. I'm calling my dad. At 4:02 p.m., I got a call from an unknown number. Declined it. Then a text came through. This is Mr. Coleman. I'd like to speak to you about how you're treating my daughter. I didn't respond. That's her dad. Retired military. Talks like everyone owes him respect by default. He never liked that I worked with my hands. Said I was unpolished. At 4:40 p.m., I texted Bianca again. The apartment's in my name. I gave notice. You've got 30 days until the lease ends. After that, you're trespassing. She lost it. 5:12 p.m. You're heartless. 5:16 p.m. You're a child. 5:20 p.m. You abandoned me with nothing. Nah. I left you with exactly what you paid for. Nothing. That night, I blocked her on everything except email. Marcus said to leave one channel open in case she pulled legal nonsense. Smart move. Saturday morning, I went to the gym, grabbed breakfast with Caleb, and enjoyed peace for the first time in months. By noon, Bianca had gone nuclear. She posted a 5-slide Instagram story titled, "When Love Turns Toxic," claimed I emotionally manipulated her, stole from her, and left her stranded. Tagged me in the first one. Said I couldn't handle a strong woman. She didn't expect the comments. Some girl from her girl gang replied, "Didn't you just post from Paris with some guy in the background?" Another one. "Wait, weren't you using his American Express for those rooms?" A guy jumped in. "Lamau, you got evicted by your own fiancé." She deleted the story within 2 hours. Tried again on Facebook. Got even worse replies. One of her relatives, an aunt I think, commented, "Maybe stop spending money you didn't earn." Sunday, her best friend got involved. Cassie. Loud, fake deep, always pushing Bianca to never settle. The same one who called me Financial Bradley behind my back because I kept track of expenses. Cassie DM'd me from a backup account. Said I was a small for leaving without being a man and having a real convo. I replied once, "Tell your friend to enjoy her new life with Mike." Silence. Monday, Bianca finally emailed. Subject, "Please." She wrote a full essay. Claimed she never meant it when she told me to leave. Said she was just venting and felt overwhelmed with work and pressure. Tried to blame her spending on stress. Said she loved me. Wanted to talk face to face. She even ended with, "I'll sell my Chanel bags and help with the condo if you come back." I didn't reply. Instead, I forwarded the email to Marcus. He replied, "Hold the line, she's cracking." 2 hours later, she sent another one. Subject, "Fine, be that way." She accused me of stealing. Said she'd talked to a lawyer. Claimed I emotionally traumatized her. Said she couldn't focus on work and might lose her job. Asked if that's what I wanted. To ruin her life. Nope. I just wanted her out of mine. By Thursday, the landlord called me. Landlord, there's been noise complaints from your unit. Multiple people reported yelling and loud music. I said, I don't live there anymore. I gave notice. He asked who was living there now. I said, my ex-fiancée. She's not on the lease. He said, then I need her gone, and I'm billing for the damage. I smiled. Bianca didn't move out. She stayed. Like the rules didn't apply to her. Like the highlighted clause on the fridge was decoration. Like the apartment was still hers just because she'd posted enough filtered selfies in it. So instead of packing her bags or reaching out like a grown-up, she doubled down. Started throwing loud get-togethers. If that's what you call a half-dozen drunk people blasting music on a Tuesday night and stomping around like they paid rent, I didn't even find out from her. The landlord did. He called me Friday morning. Mr. Bradley, we've had 3 complaints from other tenants. Yelling, music, possible vandalism. You still occupying that unit? No, I said. My lease ends next week. My ex is squatting. He sighed. We'll need to inspect the place immediately. If there's damage, it's your responsibility unless you want to pursue her directly. I said, set the time. I'll be there. Saturday 9 a.m. I met him at the door. Caleb came too, for backup and to record everything. Landlord unlocked it, pushed the door open, and stopped. The place looked like a mix between a college rager and a flea market. Sticky floors, burn marks on the countertop, trash piled on the kitchen island. One of the cabinet doors was missing. A chair was busted in half and leaned against the wall. Carpet had a huge red stain in the middle. Maybe makeup. Either way, not coming out. The velvet couch was crusted and slashed on one armrest. Landlord turned to me and said flat, "This is above $3,000 minimum." I nodded. "Send me the invoice. I'll go after her." We took photos of every inch, time-stamped from multiple angles. I emailed them all to Marcus with the subject line, "Damage evidence, let's file." He wrote back, "Open and shut. We'll hit her with a small claims case by Monday." That afternoon, I texted Bianca one time, "You've got 48 hours to clear out. You violated the lease with that party. Everything's documented. You'll be hearing from my lawyer." She replied instantly, "You're a psychopath. You left me, and now you're trying to ruin my life? You can't evict me. Mike says you have no grounds. Also, I'm filing for emotional damages. Watch your back." Mike. The same Mike from the iPad messages. The one she was supposedly just friends with. The same Mike I'd now seen in the background of at least 2 of her new Instagram posts. One at dinner, one with wine glasses by a fire pit, captioned, "The peace I prayed for." Not so peaceful anymore. Monday morning, Marcus submitted the claim. $3,265 in documented damages, carpet replacement, cabinet repair, furniture disposal, deep cleaning, smoke removal. Bianca didn't respond to the court notice. Didn't even try to show up. Default judgment. We won. Payment plan? $50 per month. Bare minimum. Just enough to be a constant reminder. She posted something later that day on her story. A black screen with white text. "Growth is expensive when you're doing it alone." I didn't say anything. Just saved it to the archive folder. One more receipt. Meanwhile, Emily, Mike's girlfriend, messaged me again. The one I'd warned back when I found the affair. "Thank you for what you did." I confronted him. He lied. Then I showed him everything. He confessed and cried and said he'd end it. I left that night. Moved back in with my sister. She said she saw Bianca's posts too. The filtered ones showing off brunch plates and motivational quotes. She's pretending she's healed. I just hope you're really done with her. I was. Because around this time, something else happened. Jenna reached out. Bianca's old friend. The one she trashed constantly behind her back. Called her boring. Said she was too average and didn't get the lifestyle. Jenna worked retail, lived quiet, and actually had her finances together. No fake influencer grind. She messaged me after hearing through mutuals that I'd moved out. "Hey, just wanted to say I'm sorry you went through that. I always thought you deserved better. I don't know if this is weird, but I hope you're okay." I replied, "We should grab coffee sometime. Just talk." We did. 3 times, actually. Then lunch, then dinner. Then she invited me to a local hike with her dog. We ended the day with burgers in the back of my truck. No talk about drama, no talk about revenge. Just normal stuff. Like 2 people who never needed to fake anything. A week later, Bianca found out. I don't know how. Maybe someone told her, or maybe she still stalked my profile. Doesn't matter. Because right after that, she lost it. Again, another email. All caps. No subject. "You're dating that backstabbing basic witch? You said you loved me. How dare you move on that fast? I hope she takes everything from you." Then 2 hours later. Okay, that was over the top. But seriously, how long has that been going on? I didn't reply. Marcus said, don't. She's going to try and start a harassment claim next. I blocked her email. She started emailing my job. HR flagged it and looped me in. I forwarded everything to Marcus. He drafted a formal cease and desist, emailed it to her with a note. Further contact will be considered harassment under civil code. All communication must cease immediately. She stopped. Her last social media post? A black and white mirror selfie. Caption: some people just weren't ready for a real one, but I'll never stop shining. Comments were turned off. Jenna and I kept things quiet at first. I wasn't about to turn my life into more drama. We went out in low-key spots, grabbed dinner at places that didn't have neon signs, and spent more time in my garage than anywhere public. And she liked it that way. No photo shoots, no babe, let's get a selfie. Just real conversations and calm energy. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was someone's background character. She didn't ask about Bianca much, and I didn't bring it up unless it was legal related. What mattered was that she didn't flinch when I told her what happened. She said, "You're not the first guy to get used by someone pretending to build." Then she passed me a plate of stir fry and said nothing else. Meanwhile, Bianca was unraveling, and I wasn't even watching. She started calling mutual friends, trying to get updates, asking if I was dating anyone, pretending she just wanted closure. 2 of them told her to drop it. 1 sent me screenshots. She'd messaged, "Don't you think it's a little too soon for him to move on?" Then she followed it up with, "I always knew Jenna was fake." Nobody replied. After the court ruling, she tried to flip the script again, claimed I owed her emotional compensation, said I damaged her future stability, and that her therapist diagnosed her with financial abandonment trauma. Marcus read it and laughed. We got another email, this time from a guy claiming to be her new legal rep. He wrote that I owed Bianca restitution for mental strain and lost professional credibility. The signature block looked like it was written in Canva. Marcus traced the email domain. Free account, no bar number, just another scare tactic. Marcus replied once, "Please provide proof of licensure, legal standing, and any claim filed in court. If this is not received within 72 hours, we'll proceed with a protective order based on fraudulent harassment." Never heard from counsel again. At the same time, Jenna and I were moving forward. Slowly. She helped me set up the condo, picked out curtains I wouldn't hate, helped organize my tools and rewire the closet lighting. She offered to split groceries, even though I told her I had it covered. She Venmo'd me anyway. Bianca found out about us being official after a mutual posted a group photo from a BBQ. Jenna and I were standing together. No PDA, no weird captions, just real life. The next day, I got another email. Subject: unbelievable. I saw the photo. That's my friend. You knew that would hurt me. I don't understand how you could be so cold. You always said loyalty mattered to you. That same night, Jenna got a burner account in her DMS. You should be ashamed. You're the reason another woman's life fell apart. Homewreckers never win. Jenna showed me. I scrolled once and said, block it. She said, already did. Bianca didn't stop there. She started reaching out to Jenna's job, anonymously. Claimed she was a concerned citizen reporting inappropriate conduct. Jenna worked retail management at a home goods store. There was nothing to report. Her district manager told her they logged the messages and moved on. Marcus pulled the IP address from one of the fake emails and confirmed it matched Bianca's service provider. We filed a harassment report, attached the cease and desist she'd already ignored. It gave us the option to escalate if needed. She finally backed off. For a while. A month after the legal noise went quiet, I ran into her mom. Grocery store. Produce section. She looked older, like stress was catching up to her. She said, Bradley, how are you? I said, good. She nodded, then looked down at her cart. Just frozen meals and budget brand snacks. I'm sorry about everything, she said. We didn't raise her to act like this. I didn't respond. She talks about you, she added. Not in a bitter way, just confused. She really thought you'd never leave. I said, she was right, until she told me to. She nodded again. I hope you're happy. I said, I am. 2 days later, Bianca posted a photo dump titled Restart Mode. Every picture looked forced. Gym mirror, sad salad, fake smile with a caption about choosing yourself. Her comments were dry. A few bots, a high school friend liking every post out of habit. No ring, no trips, no branded bags. The girl who used to post monthly passport stamp check-ins was now pushing motivational quotes and posting memes about healing in silence. I wasn't watching closely, just enough to know she was still spiraling while I was still building. Jenna and I weren't perfect. We had arguments about stupid stuff like where to eat or whether to paint the second bedroom, but they ended in conversations, not door slams. She didn't weaponize silence or threaten to leave whenever things got real. She showed up. One weekend, I had to work a double shift on a hospital install job. HVAC nightmare. She came by the condo, dropped off food, cleaned the kitchen, and left a note on the counter that just said, "You've got this. Don't burn out." No speech, no camera, just actions. Bianca used to say stuff like that. Then spend my money while I wasn't home. Now she was behind on payments. Still owed me $2,965 in damages. Small claims court doesn't collect, but it reports. And the hit showed up on her credit. I knew because Marcus forwarded the notice when it posted. She emailed again. Subject line, "Is there any way we can just call it even?" I didn't open it. Bianca's final attempt to get back in came wrapped in desperation, disguised as peace. 3 months had passed since she trashed the apartment and tried to drag me down with burner emails, fake legal threats, and pitiful social media monologues. The damage bill was still hanging around her neck. $2,965 left, inching down at $50 a month. She hadn't missed a payment yet, but that wasn't generosity. That was court-enforced. Her Instagram was dead. No more rooftop photos. No more filtered beach pics or my king captions with Mike. Just recycled quotes about boundaries, healing, and letting go with grace. E-comments turned off. No tags. Her circle had collapsed. Cassie dipped once people found out she was part of the lies. Emily outed Mike for the whole affair and left him cold. Bianca had no one left to lie to, so she started lying to herself. Then the last email came. Subject, "I've changed. I've done a lot of reflecting, Bradley. I know I made mistakes. I'm in therapy. I've been working on my spending habits. I just wanted you to know I never stopped loving you. I'm not expecting anything. I just hope maybe someday we can talk." No threats, no insults, just bait with a soft voice. But the thing about respect is once you lose it, you don't get it back. Not with words. Not with regret typed from a couch she didn't own. I didn't reply. That same week, Jenna and I signed papers for a small lake house on the edge of town. Fixer-upper. Big lot. Space for tools and projects and dogs someday. We paid in cash, half mine, half hers. She didn't flinch. She said, "If we're building this, I'm in it all the way." We hosted a small BBQ to celebrate. Caleb came. So did a few friends who stuck by during the Bianca fallout. It was simple. Food, music, fire pit, quiet. Someone snapped a photo of me and Jenna on the porch. Nothing staged. She had paint on her shirt. I was holding a wrench. That photo ended up floating onto a mutuals post. And just like that, Bianca saw it. I didn't need to ask. She emailed again. This time, the mask slipped. Subject, "Seriously? You bought a house with her? Are you kidding me? She's basic. You used to say she was nothing special. And now you're building with her? I gave you years of my life and you replaced me with that low-rent backup plan? You think you're better off? You'll see. People like her don't stay." It was pathetic. Jealousy with no teeth, screaming into the void because no one was answering anymore. I didn't reply. Marcus said, "Don't touch it. Let her sink." And she did. Word came back from a guy I knew in HR at her old job. Bianca had been let go due to restructuring. That was code for she burned too many bridges, made too many enemies, and spent more time pretending to be a brand than actually working. No one stuck their neck out for her. She was done. Her next gig? Customer service temp work through an agency. Hourly, no benefits. She lasted 2 weeks before quitting. Said it was beneath her. She tried launching a coaching page on TikTok. Self-worth with B. It got 48 views and 3 comments. 2 were bots. One said, "No thanks." Mike ghosted her once Emily dropped him. No follow-up, no contact. She was just a mistake he was smart enough to bury. Last I heard, he moved states and started seeing someone new. The final blow came when she tried to rent a new apartment and got denied. Her credit had tanked. The court judgment, missed card payments, late fees. She had to move back in with her parents. The same house she mocked Jenna for growing up in. Her mom ran into Caleb's girlfriend at the store and said, "She's not doing well. Still thinks he's going to come back." Caleb texted me, "She's living in denial and still owes you money." I'd call that justice. But it wasn't revenge. It was just math. Actions have consequences. That's not karma. That's just life. Meanwhile, Jenna got promoted. District manager. She didn't brag, didn't post about it. Just came home with a new set of keys and said, "They trust me now." I told her I always did. We finished the deck that summer. Built it with our own hands. No contractors, no helpers, just us. She sanded every plank while I drilled and sealed the frame. At night, we'd sit out there with her dog asleep at our feet and talk about dumb stuff. Paint colors, what to plant in the backyard, maybe doing a road trip down south. No branding, no content, just peace. A few weeks later, Jenna found an envelope in the mailbox. No stamp, just my name in weird handwriting. Inside was the engagement ring I gave Bianca, wrapped in tissue paper. No note, no explanation, just returned. Probably because she tried to pawn it and realized it wasn't worth much. I bought what I could afford, not what would impress strangers. Jenna looked at it and said, "Should we toss it?" I said, "Nah." We went to a pawn shop, sold it for $700, and used the money to buy a secondhand smoker grill and a set of patio chairs. Bianca used to say, "If you don't like it, then leave." I did.